This is Professor Michael Chapman. I'm one of the most experienced IVF doctors in Australia. I believe that an important part that I can contribute is to educate patients in relation to fertility, infertility, and all that involves. These series of podcasts help to educate you. I hope they are helpful to you. If you wish to know more, however, I'm more than happy to have you contact me via email, which is profmchapman@gmail.com, or make an appointment to see me on 9138 4222.
What options are available if I have leftover embryos after completing my family?
Okay. Yeah, it's a dilemma. The options are, obviously, you keep paying the money for the storage and don't make a decision. Eventually most people get to the point of having to make a decision. And the decision for 98% of patients with excess embryos is to have the scientists take them out of the freezer, put them on the bench, and as they thaw, the cells break down and there is demise of that embryo. The second option, which, as I say, less than 2% take, is to donate them to another couple who have been unable to produce a pregnancy, either because of egg not working and sperm being a problem. So there are sadly couples where they have both problems, and a donor embryo is the only way forward. There is a psychological issue that obviously stops most people going down that track, and that embryo is in a sense their own child being adopted out. And most people balk at that concept that they created a child that is going to be looked after by somebody else. But there are people who work that through with our counsellors and do end up giving these cases of the double problem a baby where they would never have had before. So that's a wonderful thing that they do. But it is a big step to go. The third option, and it happens very rarely, is donating them for training purposes. For instance, when we have scientists who are learning to do the biopsy techniques for taking cells to check genetic abnormalities in embryos, it's a very delicate process, and learning how to do that, at least as your embryo is breaking down and being lost, the scientists can be practicing their technique, and that will be good for other women going through a cycle where they will be being able to do the biopsy extremely well. So there is an altruistic way of doing it as well. And then I suppose the fourth thing, there have been research projects with these embryos, but it's very restricted by the laws in Australia compared with other places in the world. And that's very rare that we get permission to use.
And don't forget that you can access all the previous episodes by going to our website, www.theivfjourney.com, and select IVF Journey podcast from the navigation menu.